Okay, so first things first, Carbon HQ is good, like genuinely. This isn't one of those everything you know is wrong videos, but there is a moment a lot of firms hit, usually somewhere between welcoming your 80th or 800th client. When you start going, wait, is this still working the way we need it to? So we are here to walk through it. So here is how Carbon works. It's per user. Simple, clean, makes sense until your team grows. Because then pricing doesn't really follow how much you use it. It follows how many people you have. So yeah, you get a 15-person team or 15 clients and suddenly you're looking at a pretty serious monthly number. And that's before anything extra gets layered in. That's usually the moment firms pause and go, is there a way to scale with our business, not just our headcount? Now, Clinked looks at this a bit differently. Standard plans already come with 100 members included for $299 a month with 20% off for yearly subscriptions. Want 250 members? The premium plan is $599 monthly, practically half of what you get for 15 people on Carbon. And if you do need more, you don't hit a wall. You don't suddenly need to upgrade everything. You just add them without it turning into a budgeting conversation. Carbon has a client portal. It works. Your client can access things, send info, stay in the loop. All good. But at some point, firms start caring less about, do we have a portal, and more about, does this feel like us? Because, let's be honest, your clients don't really care about the sophistication of your workflows. They care about how easy it is to do business with you. This is where Clinked leans in quite hard. Everything is white labeled. Your logo, your domain, your environment. It doesn't feel like you invited your client into a tool. It feels like you build a tailored space for them. Subtle difference, but big impact. Especially if you present your business as white glove and premium. Carbon is very structured and offers very complex solutions. That's actually why a lot of people choose it, and it's a solid choice. But there are two things to mind here. First, some companies who want to reduce the cognitive load on clients and make it accessible for even the less tech-savvy find Carbon to be a bit too overwhelming. Second, there are teams who wish to have more control over their workflows and processes than bending everything to fit a predefined structure. Clinked is kind of the opposite energy. It doesn't come in saying, here's your workflow. It just gives you the building blocks, like a Swiss Army knife, but for client work. You decide how things are structured, how clients interact, how work moves. It's less plug into this system and more set up your own. But here's the best part. It's equipped with all the tools you need, off the shelf. All you do is drag and drop widgets to make it match your workflow. Spinning up a client workspace takes as little as 10 minutes. And once that's done, you can duplicate and use the template forever with full customization and branding. This is the part a lot of firms don't think about until they really have to. With Carbon, an information security management system is in place, aligned with ISO 27001 standards, and it is SOC 2 certified. But it's worth noting, it hasn't been independently certified as ISO 27001 compliant. Clinked is ISO 27001 certified, and that's not just a badge. It means regular independent audits, ongoing penetration testing, continuous monitoring of how data is handled, stored, and accessed. It is a system that actively tested. Another thing worth mentioning is that Clinked gives you granular permissions down to the file level. So you're not just saying this client can access this folder. You're saying this person can see this file, but not that one, which in accounting, legal, finance is kind of everything. This one's interesting because on paper, Carbon does have a mobile app. iOS, Android, it's there. But when you look at how people actually use it, the feedback is a bit mixed. A lot of users describe it more as a companion app than a full experience. Something you check, triage a few things, maybe assign a task, but not necessarily where you do the work. So it might be fair to say Carbon is built primarily as a desktop-first workflow system. If that's your thing, good. Now, contrast that with how firms actually work today. You are replying between meetings, checking things in the back of a cab, approving something quickly from your phone. If that's not a nice to have, Clinked approaches it differently. Mobile isn't an extension, it's part of the core experience. So instead of, let me just check something quickly, you can actually communicate with clients, access, upload, approve, comment on documents, manage tasks properly from your phone. So, when firms compare tools, this becomes a quiet but important question. Can I actually run things from my phone when I need to? Because increasingly today, you kind of need to. This is the moment where you expect me to say this one wins. Not really. It depends on what kind of firm you're running. If you want structure, consistency, a system that tells you how things should work, Karbon HQ is very good at that. If you're looking for more control over your workflows, branding, security setup, even how your theme works on the go, that's where Clinked starts to feel like a better fit. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more comparison videos on client experience tools.